But that's okay because the recording on the OBS recording here only has Alex's video. Nobody else has icons.
Oh,
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining episode 25 of the Grey Brotherhood actual play campaign. 30 years ago, we were comrades at the West Point Wargames Club. Now we've come together again to play Adventure or Conquer a King system, Imperial Imprint, or ACKS II. If you're just now joining the campaign, be sure to check the description below for a link to the Annals of the Grey Brotherhood. Anytime you need a refresher, you can just check the link in the description to review everything that's come before. We resume the adventure at 3 p.m. on the 10th of Inethelin, 381 Imperial year. The Grey Brothers are in the city of Sipharon. All right, gentlemen. You are in the city of Sipharon. Presently, in fact, you are in the Temple District and have been given quarters at the barracks of the Knights of the Winged Sun while your wounded are recuperating in the hospital of the Keepers of the Hearthfire. What do you want to do, if anything, tonight?
I think we rest for tonight and go back and see the person that we gave the documents to the next day.
yeah, he's at noon. So we probably could do some market work
noon
before noon.
Yes.
Although I'm wondering if, because I mean I know there's some suspicions of this that rather unpleasant character. I'm wondering if only some of us should go meet with him in case there are. He turns out to be more unsavory or as unsavory as we fear. That way we're not all in the kettle.
Yeah, I think we may even want to stand watch tonight or figure something out or see if we can get some of the temple guards to assist just in case they decide to summarily arrest us in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's
That
not
would
a
be
bad
most
idea.
disreputable of them.
Well, it could be either one. I mean, we got one guy who should be our friend, and we're not sure because he's a jerk, and then we got one guy we know is our enemy who's also very powerful. So, and I'm sure if I'm doing my math right, I think we have 6 people who are in recovery. Higlak,
Yes.
Zeodana, Horaeus, Augalor, Scavenus, and Avaro, I think.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. For all 2 weeks.
Are we close to their location?
Yes, you are. They're in the hospital of the Keepers. You're about 2 blocks away. They're in the hospital, and you're in the barracks.
It's part of the same compound, though, right? Same temple.
It's very close. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'll show you on the map where they are. One sec.
Do we need to provide them with a guard?
I mean, I don't know. Do you?
Yes, I think we do.
All right. So let's see. So the hospital is at 59, and the temple barracks is at 67. So yeah. Okay. So the just moving this out of the way for a sec. All right. So the hospital is hereabouts. Okay. And the and then the barracks are right over here.
Oh, those are quite a ways apart. This light bulb thing, that's the temple, right, where we met with the Reverend
That's
Mother.
the temple,
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, exactly. So it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks away.
Wow. Is there anyone else in the barracks besides us?
Yeah, there's 60 Knights of the Winged Sun live there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a squat, formidable building made of concrete masonry faced with fired brick. Banner of the Winged Sun flutters across the peaked roof. Bronze doors are guarded at all times by a pair of knights. Interior is a pair of platoon dormitories, a pair of private quarters, an armory, and a 2-room suite for the Centurion. So you guys have been given rooms. You guys have been given space in the platoon dormitories. The hospital is a 2-story, 75-foot square building with an interior courtyard. The courtyard is an illuminated pinnacle of good because of an 8-foot tall marble statue of Meteora that holds up an ever-burning torch. By day, the hospital is staffed by a Chirurgian, a Physiker, 2 healers, and 2 novices of Meteora, plus possibly a higher-ranking healer. And at night, it's staffed by a Physiker, a healer, and a novice of Meteora. So the hospital is thus not guarded by knights. So if you wanted to guard the hospital and guard your friends in the hospital, you would have to separately do that. The hospitals of Meteor are relatively sacred, so one would have to be depraved and chaotic in the extreme to attack them.
I wonder if we might be able to hire, or by virtue of a donation to the temple, convince a few of its good fellows who are well rested to go and hang out with the rest of our travelers, see if they can provide any services to them, should they need anything in the middle of the night.
So what do you mean? So like some of the knights that you're
yeah, wondering. I don't think that Tyrannus will be the one to ask. I'm just suggesting this to the rest of our party to see if anybody might think they'd be able to talk to them, such as Raymond or someone might be able to provide some influence. But then again, he's not convinced there's anything to worry about.
Well, so Will, another thought is we could all just set up camp in the hospital. Maybe we could ask them if we could just stay there. Alex, correct me if I'm wrong, but as a pinnacle of good, also doesn't if we rest there also, doesn't our healing rate increase?
Let's see. I will check and tell you based on the type of pinnacle it is.
Willie, I think it's a good idea. We keep everybody together, and we could actually rent a room or 2 rooms or something like that, and then post a guard, post a watch.
Yeah, that might be preferable then, to go that route.
Yeah, sounds good to me too.
Yeah, so your daily healing is increased by 1 point in the pinnacle, but I don't think any of you are low on hit points, so I don't think it matters too much. I mean,
Katniss is half, Raymond's 1/3, Toothy's half.
Oh, okay, all right.
I think everyone else is. Yeah, everyone else is. No, Toothy got damaged a bit, I think, at the end of the last fight, so he might be a little bit below half.
He did.
But those are the only 3 who are wounded who don't need hospitalization.
Got it. Well, there's
no. Oh, and Bombor,
you guys,
right?
And Bombor. If you guys want to go camp out in the hospital, that's not a problem. You're welcome to do that. If you want to talk to the Knights of the Winged Sun and ask them to post some guards outside the hospital for your friends, unless you manage to roll a double ones and completely alienate them, I'm sure they'll be happy to oblige.
No, I think.
Why don't we do the first night? Everybody stays together, and then the next day we'll see if we can get some other guards.
That sounds good.
Okay, so
Okay.
tonight you're going to stay at the hospital. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, so you guys trek over to the hospital and from the barracks or from the temple and camp there. So you can have there is a 2-story arcade with 10 wards on each story, 4 patients in each ward, 80 total. And there are, I will tell you how many spare rooms there are in 1 sec. Oh. Okay, so presently there are 45 patients. So there are 35 beds open. So 4 patients per ward. So there's 9 wards open, basically. So with your party of 14 or so, you can take 3 of those wards, 4 of those wards. Find a cluster. Do you want to be on the first floor or the second floor, inner courtyard or outer courtyard?
I think the inner courtyard and close to where are co-located with where the rest of our members are being treated.
Okay. I mean, they'll move you around where you want to be since they've got room.
Second floors are always, superior ground, right? In case there's trouble. High ground.
Yep.
I have the high ground. Yes.
That's
okay.
right.
Good plan. Okay. So you guys get set up on the second floor, and you begin to heal. So very good. Very good. Very good.
Before
we can also, while we're there, we can also hire just regular healing for like Castinus, Toothy, etc. for the, get treated with an additional dose of Omfrey, I guess.
Or you could just use the staff in the morning, right? I mean, unless you want to get healed faster.
I was thinking about that, but I thought maybe let's keep the staff
Fair enough.
for something else.
That's the case. Because we got some things going on here, don't we?
Okay, got it. All right. So if you want to get additional healing, that's no problem. How many? What's your total number of characters in the party that are wounded or recovering?
Okay, we got Castinus and Toothy that just need regular healing, and I think Raymond needs regular. Raymond and Bombor.
So 4 that need regular healing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Four need regular healing. Okay, very good. And then 4 that need to recuperate.
6.
Yes, or 6.
6 that need to recuperate. Okay, so
I'll type them in the chat.
To make sure that you have the that you have enough patients, that you have enough attention from the doctors, so it'll be 10 gold pieces a day, which is not a lot of money for you. So okay, so let me see if they're able to do any miraculous healing. So Castinus, you're wounded, right?
Yes.
Okay. Toothy's wounded.
Ooh.
Okay. Who else is wounded? Bombor?
Bombor and Raymond.
And Raymond. Okay. So Toothy's wounds prove amenable to treatment, and so Toothy is healed. Okay. The healers affirm that it looks like Toothy was also dealing with a little bit of a fever, but his body seems to have shaken it off.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So everyone else, you guys will heal up. Extra 1d3. So sorry. All right, those of you who are injured recover 2 hit points. Toothy is healed to full, and we'll advance the clock to the 11th of Venethalin.
Okay.
All right.
So before we get too far into the day, I think that we would have made plans to have a few people become scarce in the wee hours of the morning. What do you think?
That's fine.
Yes.
That's fine. You're up at dawn, yeah.
Probably Skandar. She's really good at becoming scarce. I'm probably pretty good at being scarce too, maybe. Or Toothy.
Yeah, you're pretty good at being scarce.
Yeah.
Although Toothy's getting healed.
Yep.
Scarce.
Well, I'm
But
thinking
Toothy's, yeah. Well,
Tyrrhenius might
Toothy's
be...
recovered at this point.
I'm concerned that I'm going to be made the butt of this investigation as the evil wizard who's been prowling through the sewers. So I would prefer not to be the one hanging around when they come to talk to us about the resolution for those items. The manuals and so on. The books.
Oh, you don't want to talk to the what was his title? The guy you got into a spitting match with? The Rector.
Yeah.
Well,
oh, not Rector. That's Drusus. It's Romus.
No, Romus. What was his title? I can't remember now. Yeah, so I am a little bit worried that they'll be able to fabricate something from the stuff we found and claim that that's my writings of some evil wizard prowling around in the sewers. And so it seems like it might be relatively easy to try to mire all of us into that. So do you think that don't you think Raymond would be able to engage with them and maybe one or two of you, but we should probably try to split up a bit more of some of the people?
Yeah, I was thinking Raymond. Honestly, I was thinking you too, since you engaged so much with him. But if you want to back out, I respect those reasons. He's a prelate. I looked him up.
Okay.
But yeah, I think Raymond for sure, and at least I don't know. Maybe I hate throwing Cassinus under there, but he's our group leader, so maybe him too.
Cassinus will go back.
And we have a choice of maybe splitting up and some of us coming in a little bit behind in case there is some kind of immediate trap that's sprung, or they throw everyone in irons right away.
Well, one thought I had was maybe what I could do, and maybe one or two others who are not priestly but are lawful and behave that way, is I could just could go to the temple like a parishioner and be hanging out in the general temple area, keeping an eye on things from there.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah, it seems like a good idea.
I don't know who else wants to go. If somebody else wants to join me, maybe Griffin could. He's somewhat, he's obnoxious, but I think he's lawful and kind of fits that mold. The other ones who probably would fit that mold are all incapacitated at this point.
So you think about lurking in the shadows, kind of, and just
no, just I'll just be somebody going to the temple. There's parishioners who go to the temple all the time, right? I'll just blend into the crowd.
Yeah, sacrifices and prayers, sure.
Yeah, I'll take some gold and throw some gold.
I was considering that. So you might be recognized, I guess, in that respect. But I was thinking, having a few people that we know hanging out on the sides, and then we just have one or two of our main party go in, and everyone else we can claim is busy doing something else. We don't all have to go back just to hear the report, right?
Right.
That's correct. Yeah.
So it wouldn't seem that strange to say everyone else is trying to recruit more members or something, and we just send one or two people back. That way we can't have everyone entrapped or something. I don't know.
Right.
Or we could have someone else watching to see if they're
sense.
being watch to see if they're being followed or anything else.
Here's a thought. Cassinus and Raymond go in and speak with the prelate. I didn't talk that much, and he only had the chance to meet me once briefly, so I don't know that they're going to recognize me except for Drusus. And I trust Drusus at least. So I can go in as a parishioner and just kind of keep a low profile, and then maybe have either Skandara or Toothy or both of them kind of lurk out on the street. And everyone else stay at the hospital, potentially, until the meeting's done. Because I kind of get the feeling this meeting is going to illuminate a lot. I mean, it's it's going to tell us if the winged sun is going to be a problem as well, or if they're actually, are on our side. And once we get that resolved, we at least know that we only have one angle to be afraid of rather than two.
Yeah, we could do something like that where we try to take up a more defensible position or find the rear exit from the hospital and position ourselves, not obviously, but at least have a way out. I don't want to be penned up in the hospital and have them send the entire Temple of the Winged Sun against us or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Guard the hospital.
Secure our escape from it, basically.
Well, one thing we could do is we could have, well, maybe have either Skandar or Toothy near the Winged Sun Temple, and have the other one. Although I guess there's also what's her name, Arya, also is pretty good at sneaking around. Have one of them out. Is she the best? Okay, have her maybe outside of the hospital, to give warning. If she sees something, to everyone else who's secured inside.
Yeah. Arya has skulking. We can go tell her to skulk around outside the hospital and see if anybody is. Yeah,
it's true.
So get in.
Skulk around outside the temple so she can get a head start and come running back to give us warning if they are coming for us.
I mean, I was thinking she's skulking outside of the hospital, correct, or the temple? Are you thinking the temple or the hospital for her?
It doesn't matter. We could do either one.
She has chameleon, so if she casts her chameleon spell, plus her skulking and everything, she's going to be really good at hiding.
So maybe have her outside the temple and have Skandara skulk out. Well, not skulk, but just thief lurk around the hospital outside.
Yeah.
There we go. Arya at the temple.
Okay.
Skandara at the hospital.
Yeah.
So at the temple, meaning the Solar Citadel, not the Temple of the Imperians.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll be a parishioner inside.
Okay.
And
got it.
Raymond and Cassius will go and have the meet.
And I'm going to ask Scavenus if I can take Isk with me.
You can take
without me, he says.
The greatest rat-catching dog in the city.
You can take what's my dog's name?
He says you just better make sure nothing happens to him.
Okay.
You can take Zelicus if you want.
Okay. So
I want to instill fear with Isk.
Oh, okay.
There you go. All right. So Isk, the terrible terrier, is accompanying you, and so Andrabus heads out first, makes his way down the Boulevard of Icons onto the Avenue of the Winged Sun, and eventually makes his way over to the Solar Citadel, and arriving, crosses the bridge, and makes it over. Okay. So Arya has also made it there safely. She is now skulking nearby. Andrabus is inside praying.
I saw him adjusting his headset. Does he know we're using Discord for voice?
Just out of curiosity. Sorry, go ahead. You're doing more important stuff.
Oh, I'm not. I was just going to say somebody is transmitting static. But that's okay because the recording on the OBS recording here only has Alex's video. Nobody else has icons.
Oh.
Session is not going as well as we might have hoped, but so it goes. Okay, so everyone's in position. Is there anything else you want to do before noon?
Yes. Hire a level 3 attorney to document Mbimbola's confession.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. So, that is very interesting. The place to go for that is is the... So you could go to the Temple District's Temple of Justice. There are usually lawyers in that area, or they usually specialize in ecclesiastic law. Or you could head over to the Palace District and to the Imperial Courthouse, and there are usually lawyers there as well.
Yeah, let's go to the Imperial Courthouse.
All right. So let's see if anything molests you on the way. All right. Okay. So
I also had an idea. Let me ask my fellow party member here before we lose the morning. Would we have wanted to send a letter to anyone, like that family? The
Argolian family?
Argolians? Yeah. About the fact that there's a highly placed member who is stirring up evil?
Yes, we should do that. But I think, well, I was thinking that we would do that after our meeting.
Sure. I am one. Yeah. I guess
Tell
that's
me
a
your
good
thoughts.
question. Well, in terms of having an ally, we ran into that guy in the street who said, you know, we could name drop him basically, like he thought we were good people for letting him go. So we have someone who would vouch for us, having just basically come up out of the sewers, and we ran into him. We could say, you know, such and such, we met him, and you know, we want to pay you our amount that we have reclaimed from our expedition down there. And also, by the way, we have uncovered this fascinating news about this person. And I guess we could spill the beans and tell them who it is.
Also, he was lurking in their area. They claimed the old district, and he was in there on their turf.
Yeah,
with plans to take them on if he couldn't find what he was looking for.
Yeah.
So.
But we've also got the map, and they will love to see the map. But yeah, I think we do that this afternoon after we hit the.
Zeodik is the guy's name. The name drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we should leave a note, create a note, poise it to be sent off if something befalls us.
You're waiting back at the hospital, Tyranius. Do you want to draft that letter while
I can do that.
Everyone else is out?
Yeah, I will be doing that.
Okay. Okay.
So
you're staying back, drafting a letter.
Yeah, I just feel like I want to accelerate the process of aligning us with somebody who might be able to protect us in the city.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, I showed where the courthouse is on the map there. So the courthouse is a 100-foot long, 20-foot wide, 20-foot tall building of concrete rendered with white stucco. Inner courtyard encircled by a peristyle of columns. And it is here that legal disputes between individuals, such as property and contract disputes, delicts, felonies against private person and property, adultery, assault, breach of contract, burglary, defamation, embezzlement, kidnapping, murder, rape, robbery, theft, trespass, and vandalism are among the causes.
Okay, I think we're in the right place.
There are no public prosecutors, so it's up to private citizens to initiate legal proceedings. And you initiate one by making an accusation before a magistrate. There are, anywhere from like 5 to 15 trials on any given day. And looking around, you see about 30 solicitors in well-dressed tunics and cloaks. Some of them look to be representing clients, but others are soliciting for business.
Okay, I'll start to.
Elector, finest lawyer in the area. It's that sort of thing.
I'll take a little time and try to I'm looking for the most expensive, looking for the best one. Probably not the one that's approaching us. Probably the busiest guy.
Okay. So as it happens, today must be a major day for trials because there are no less than 7 master lawyers here at the courthouse, along with their licensed and apprentice lawyers that work for them. Of the licensed lawyers, you look at a few, of the master lawyers, you look at a few that, strike you as sort of a little bit elderly. Maybe they're over the hill, not where you need to be. A couple others, they look a little shady, which on the one hand you like, but then on the other hand, maybe not.
I'm looking for Robert Shapiro.
Yes. Okay. So, keeping your eye out for Robert Shapiro, you come upon an attorney who is paying you no heed whatsoever, but he has a large crowd of people attempting to get his attention, and one of his junior attorneys is, fending them back and saying, he says, Icanius Valen is not taking any more clients today. He is the best attorney in the city. He is full up. I'm sorry. And people are holding out gold coins and pledges of collateral and whatnot.
So I approach his lackey and I pull him aside, and with 5 gold coins. Go ahead.
I said, Oh,
and with using the very subtle bribery that venturers are known to do, I whisper into him that I have the most lurid and explosive accusation that Sifron has seen in a long time.
And you said 5 gold? All right, give me a 2d6 reaction roll, and let's see what happens.
I'll increase it to give me a +2.
Okay.
What'll that? Just let me know what that amount is.
All right, I will. Okay. So a lawyer, you're dealing with an apprentice, and you want to get a +2, which is bribery. You have bribery proficiency, right?
I do.
As a class power, yeah. Okay. So, all right. So you need to give a week's pay. So you just need to actually 7 gold will get it done.
Okay, done. There's the
all
roll.
Right, so you rolled an 11 plus your charisma is +2.
I think I added the +2 in already.
Okay. So you rolled an 11, then you have another +2 for bribery for a total of 13.
Okay.
All right. So the young attorney quickly shoves aside all of the other customers, and he says, "Excuse me, an important customer coming through now. A client, please." And brings you over to his boss, Icanius Valen, who looks down at you from his long aquiline nose and says, "What's this about? It better be interesting. I don't have time."
Okay, so
go ahead.
Would not waste your time, but we must talk in with at least some privacy so that no others can hear this.
He says, "You wish to retain me for the day, then?"
Yes.
I can't exactly. All right. So he trudges over a block with you to his office, which is very nice, luxurious home office villa, and brings you in. He says, "Very well. So your intent is basically to just have him, you're just going to have Abimbola testify in front of him and have him write it down?"
Yes.
Okay. All right. So hiring him for the day will be 5 gold.
Let's make it 10 for to have a notary and a witness.
Okay. All right, that's great. So you add a notary and a witness from his licensed and apprentice practitioners, and you get it done. We need not go over in detail Abimbola's testimony because we already did it twice. So.
You're Harvard Law trained, isn't this your thing? No.
Man,
if anyone is authorized to do a hand wave for legal proceedings, it's Alex.
Yeah, I mean, I did design a whole legal system for my setting. Leave me alone. All right. So we will now cut over to the Solar Citadel, where it is coming towards noon o'clock, high noon, as they say. And the prelate comes into the main area, the temple halls, seeking his meeting. So as you remember, the prelate is a middle-aged man who's not been aging well. He's balding badly and, looks like he's kind of arthritic. And but he seems, of pleasant demeanor as he's looking around. And then he sees, who was it that was going to visit?
Astinus and Raymond.
And I think Newton's here, yeah. So, okay, good.
So Castinus and Raymond approach the prelate, and the prelate says, Grey brothers, well met. I hope the son of Aminar finds you warm and lit today.
Well met.
From the rising of the sun to the setting.
So he says, I forgot. I have to give you this guy's accent. He says, you did well in bringing me those papers. They were filled with chthonic lies and heresies, and those lacking Aminar's grace should never be exposed to such profanity. It chilled me to read it. After I read the evil things, I knew Mentinus Cave, provost of the tower, must be in the grip of foul magic. And so I went henceforth and confronted him in his tower last night. He kind of holds his hands together in solemn gratitude to the gods, and he says, by the grace of Aminar, I cured him of the lycanthropic curse which had diseased his body and clouded his mind. Because of you, we have saved one of the Empire's finest mages from a terrible fate. I cannot adequately express to you his gratitude, but you should know that you have earned a friend in the Tower of Knowledge. And he nods his head.
And is his...
That's unexpected.
Yeah, is his contrition sincere and earnest?
Prelate, what else can we do for you?
First he turns to Raymond and he says, Raymond, his contrition is as sincere as my own faith.
And what does the great patriarch of the city think of this development?
He says, I have not seen it necessary to interfere with his busy schedule on this matter, but on the next time I meet with him, of course, I will discuss it with him.
Yes.
And Castinus, he says to you, he says, please, if you discover any further evidence of evil cults in the city or other heretical writings, bring them to me so that I can appropriately dispense with them. Thank you. Thank you.
Of course.
Excellent. Yes. Well, again, I congratulate you on a job well done. You are true heroes.
It is all for the glory of Aminar that we banish the evil of these lands.
Yes, absolutely. Well, if you've excused me, I have some other matters I must attend to. Please know that you can call on me at any time should you need me.
Thank you. Thank you, Prelate, for your attention to these matters.
Of course, I merely do my duty to Empire and God. Okay. All right.
Boy, that Snape voice really works.
I know, right? So Prelate Ramus steps off to go handle his daily business, whatever that might be.
Well,
All right.
Willie, I think to your point, now let's head over with the Argolian family and do the real negotiations of the day.
Yeah, so a chill had gone down my spine when you guys were off, and I was like, what's going on? I don't know. So you fill me in on this, and I'm wondering, like, we don't have any charms or anything, do we? We don't have anything like a detect evil or any kind of a warding charm.
The only if Horaeus were not in the hospital, he can cast detect evil at will.
Right.
But
And I believe
he's incapacitated right now.
the Crusader has some spells in his repertoire. He has discern evil. Yes.
Yeah, but the thing is that's an actual casting, so it's obvious that I would be doing it. You'd have, I think paladins have it as a 10-minute concentration, right?
Yeah, they could just concentrate. You would have to cast it in advance, and then.
And doesn't it only generally work if they actually have malevolent intent towards you, as opposed to just being generally nasty?
That's correct. That's correct.
That is. I mean, it's worth sensing whether or not someone is trying to set us up.
Yes.
But I guess off to the side, I comment to Castinus. After we leave the presence of the prelate, I do mention it would be most odd if the prelate never notified the patriarch. So that is something that we must be attentive to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you leave the temple, I will conveniently stroll over from where I was being penitent and join you.
Well, so I guess, a little bit out of game here, Alex, from Tyrannus's perspective, are there things in the world that exist where we can go find a charm in the market, even if I want to pay a fairly hefty price to have something that has the effect of being permanently like a discern evil?
There are such things, but they are exceptionally expensive and very rare. Yes. Okay. So you'd be looking at, tens to 20s of thousands of gold pieces.
Okay. So we won't be able to go find like a hedge wizard that can just give us a charm to wear on our wrist or something that will heat up in the presence of the prelate. No, you will not. So the paladin can do it by concentrating, and for that reason, paladins are relatively feared by evildoers. But the Empire is such a skullduggerous and Machiavellian place that there's no such magic easily available. Right. Okay.
I probably a good way to just check things would be, at some point. We don't know how often he meets with the patriarch, but since we're going to be here for 2 weeks, maybe a weekend, Raymond call on Drusus, his buddy, and just kind of have a conversation with Drusus. They got off pretty well, and in part of that conversation, he can mention, did you ever hear what the patriarch thought about the were-rats, and just see what Drusus says. Because I don't think Drusus is going to cover for anybody. He may not know the outcomes of everything, but that might be a way to get the information without compromising anybody, or putting our noses deep into something and offending somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good thinking. All right. So I heard, though, that you guys wanted to go to see the Argolian family at the Mink.
Yes.
Okay.
Does Willie want to join us for this part? Or Tyrannus?
Oh, yeah.
I believe he did, yeah.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So maybe as we leave, we can ask, because Arya's going to be leaving too, we can ask Arya to go let Tyrenius know that we're going to the Mink and he can meet us there?
Sure. All right. So you guys head over to the Mink in the Old District, and located midway between the Kesta Turadaren, or Street of the Mighty Dawn, and the Emporium is the Mink. And
we're bringing our spices and we're bringing our elven treasures with us.
Okay, got it. So when you enter, there's a bar and 9 large tables that could seat about 60. Masonry hearth built into the east wall, doorways north and east. There's a stuffed mink of exceptional size mounted above the bar. A chalk-scrawled slab of slate that displays the tavern menu. I'll throw that in Discord for you guys, should you wish to dine on some bar food.
Are we taking any of our henchmen with us, or are we going to leave them all guarding the hospital?
As far as I know, it's just you guys who went. So
that's what I'm thinking too. But I'm asking the group if we wanted to have Arya grab anybody else.
You'd have to leave and go get them then, because you're already there.
Oh, okay.
So
never mind.
You can't decide who's there while I'm describing the room.
That's fair.
All right. So look to be 2 tavern workers serving food on fired clay plates. There's about 14 patrons, and you see 4 kind of scruffy-looking fellows, which you suspect are security, and 2 moderately attractive women who you suspect are harlots or prostitutes of some sort. There's no entertainment, and the crowd is fairly quiet. It's daytime drinkers for the most part.
We approach the bartender, who we've talked to before, and say that we would like an urgent meeting with Librafanus.
All right, let's see if Librafanus is in today. Okay. So, okay. So the bartender says, Lieber is not available today, but I could get you a meeting in 4 days.
Can you speak on his behalf?
Oh, no, I sure can't.
Oh, how about Belos? Belos is a person who trades in elven artifacts, so he might be a person as far as getting things going.
Yeah, Belos is your friend who said, he says he had the pair of goblets for sale, some statuettes, and he invited you, if you ever have artifacts to sell, to look for him in the Mink. Do you want to see if Belos is there?
Yeah, we'll see if Belos is there.
And I'll just mention to Castanus also. Hey, Castanus, I was writing that letter, so we could always pass off the letter to them.
That's right.
Have that might expedite our meeting if he reads that.
Yep.
All right. So you do see Belos in the crowd. He's chatting with one of the moderately attractive women. He's got a couple cheap-looking elven trinkets on the table in front of him, and doesn't look too busy.
Okay. I'll approach Belos, and the point is we are with the intent to try to move those 3 items of elven nature through him, and offering them a discount on the price.
Okay, so the elven spices at 80% value,
and the mink furs.
Okay. Yep. 80% value, you say?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and give me a reaction roll here for the bargaining. Not a great reaction roll for the bargaining. Let's see how he does on his end.
I did not add any modifiers in.
Yeah. So you're at +2, 6, and you've lowered the price by 2%, 2, 10, 6, 7, 8. All right. He is at no particular bonus there. So he's at 8. All right. He says, yeah, I can do it. I can do it for 80%.
Okay.
Leaves me a nice cut for myself on resale. Appreciate that. Let's get it done.
Let's get it done. Then, so after that, I tell Bellows, say, Bellows, we've recovered this from the Undercity, and I tell him a summarized version of the were-rats, and then I say that we also have a prisoner who could be of great value to Liber and perhaps one of the gladiatorial schools in Sipharon. And we've also uncovered additional intelligence about what is going on in the Undercity. Please, and here's a letter. Please pass this on to Liber. It is absolutely urgent that we meet with him.
Okay. He takes the letter and makes it disappear within his tunic, and he says, very interesting. You know, the family takes a lot of interest in what happens in the Undercity. That's our territory. So you've done the right thing by coming to me, and I'll get in touch with Faunus. Where can I find you?
At the hospital.
In the Temple District?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. All right. Give me a day or two.
Okay.
All right. So Bellows gets up and strides out like a man who's got some business he needs to get done. Okay. So where is Abimbola, the prisoner, right now, by the way?
He's with us. He's with us.
He's with you. Is he bound?
We had him in manacles in the sewer, and we definitely would have had him in manacles at the lawyer's office. So, yes, he still is.
Okay. All right. Okay. So basically, he looks to be like an indentured prisoner of war or something to those who are seeing one who's caused you trouble, and therefore you've manacled him. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, we try not to make it too obvious. We try to...
Like, we would have allowed him to bathe and put on fresh clothing. He's not literally straight out of the sewer. So...
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. So you guys went to the baths at some point then. Oh, it's all good. Okay. Is there anything else any other business you wish to conclude today?
Do you want to start doing some selling and buying, Castinus?
Yeah, you can do the selling and buying that you emailed me about. You can get that done.
Okay.
We don't need to roleplay that out. No problem.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take care of that and update while we move back to the hospital and set in for another day. Oh, well, the next thing we need to do is we need to make contact now with the lady that wants us to take the prefect for our next mission.
The Reverend Mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The Reverend Mother is waiting to hear from you as to when you can do it. Yeah.
Yep.
One question, Cassius, before we get too far on. I'm looking at the character funds. You're not doing any net stuff. When you're throwing in treasure split, that's new money, correct? New profits for individuals.
Yeah. So exactly so take a look, for instance, at S24, sheet S24.
Oh, okay.
So I assumed we were going to sell that today, and that's good. If you look at okay, so you see it's 256.5 per share in column I6. Yeah. So that's the treasure split that goes to each one of us.
Okay, and so it looks like you've been loading those in. Okay, I was just trying to figure out how much money I have because I'm gonna blow some money at the temple. When we go visit the Reverend Mother, I'll come up with a number, but I'm gonna blow some money at the temple when we do that.
Yeah. Put it down.
Are you doing for reserve XP, Jonathan?
Yes. Yeah. Also, are the purchases that I put in email, are all those good for purchase as well? The silver daggers,
spear, bundle of tortures, quarters of arrows. Yeah, that's all fine.
How about silver?
Available.
How many silver arrows can we get?
So we looking at the rules again, if a party of our size, we can double the amount that we can find if everybody spends a dedicated time,
one dedicated day doing it. Yeah,
one dedicated day doing that. And so but for this month that we're currently in, if you look back on S20, this is what we bought before we went in to the sewers. And so long story short is, yes, we can buy. So it's still still within that same 30-day period. So we're still limited. But if everybody does it, yes, we can get 20 silver arrows.
Okay.
To answer your question.
Cool. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Great. So, we can assume you guys spend the rest of your day making that your dedicated activity, and you get the equipment that you want.
Yep.
Okay. Where do you have your horses and wagon and whatnot?
Those are, and if you see on session 20, those are stored inside Danos.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you see? Yeah.
Yeah.
So all the transport is stored, or I should say, housed inside Danos right now.
That's right. And then you took a boat up to Sipharon. That's right.
Right.
Yep.
No, our dogs are all with us, I think, so they're probably all staying in
Yes, the dogs are with us. But the horses and the mules and the wagon are in, or I should say the cart are inside on us.
They can spend some time with the other people convalescing and do the whole pet a dog.
They're
for the
service dogs. Yeah, emotional support dogs. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So you guys get back to the Imperial Temple just in time to see one of the priestess saying, "Bad dog, do not pee on the icon of Meteora. Bad dog." And he looks kind of sheepish about it, and his ears go back, and he slinks off. Oh, okay.
I'm going to throw 1,000 gold in the temple.
Ooh.
Because we got a lot of money.
Wow.
You guys need to add up your money. I got 1,400 on me, and I've been doing more spending, I think, than most of you. So you probably are most sitting around 16.
So you make a major donation to the temple of Meteora.
Now remember, I think that there's still a couple of months of living expenses need to come out individually.
Have you not been taking those out? I thought I saw you taking them out.
Yeah, I took them out where it's documented, but I think I didn't take it out for it. Yeah, I think I need to.
Okay, make it 800 for now, Alex, just to make sure I don't go. Yeah, we'll change it to 800.
Okay. I mean, you got at your level, the living expenses are not that high. It's like $50 a month.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's do 1,000. I thought I was up to 100 now because I'm level 4.
Yeah, for me, for a 4th level, it's 200 gold a month.
Oh, that's right. You guys are up to 4th level now. Yeah, you're right. So it's 200 a month. Yeah, so do 800 then. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are living large.
I'm splitting my donations. I would have given a bunch to the Solar Citadel, but that prelate was a butt, so it's all going to the Imperial Temple. And I was split between, I forget the Traveler one and Mitiara, half and half. Because one heals and one helps you explore.
Yeah, Tyrannius is almost thinking about trying to find the anti-prelate and finding someone to donate to.
The anti-prelate.
Well, I figure Mitiara, they keep on healing us, bringing us back from the brink, all that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, I have to do something with some of my wealth.
What do you guys think about moving the wounded in a day or two with the prefect to Saidanos and doing the rest of our healing up there?
If we do that, we'll have to come. We'll have to come back for the Reverend Mother and that journey.
No, we take her. No, that I'm saying we leave early with our wounded, and her and the prelate and their whole party. It's like I'm thinking about getting out of. One is getting out of town early. I'm posing it as a thought. Anybody got any?
One problem there is the prelate vanishing from the town. We want him to be away as little as possible because otherwise that might cause wrinkles of everyone asking where he is and the Dracomars moving against him and that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
So theoretically, we could go down if we wanted to and come back, but then we're getting encounters on we're getting more bugs off of the swamp and.
Yeah.
We don't want to leave town until after the meeting with Liber-Faunus anyway, right?
Right, yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, you guys have days until you can't leave town anyway for a while if you're going to take your wounded with you. You guys need 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
The question we have is whether we want to go down into the sewers or anything else during the next week or two and risk having the other parties mobilize against us, or what are we going to do to kill time?
I think we'll talk with Liber about what he thinks.
I'm inclined to not go down to the sewers because we're at half strength, and we need our strength to take care of the trip to the Shrine of the White Lady. So I think we need to. And we study. That's my thought. Shop and study and lay low. Unless there's something which is inevitable that we have to deal with.
Studying and maybe try to do some more recruiting.
Yep.
Yeah, those postings are still active.
Yeah.
All right. So I just threw in the Discord. I just threw the map you guys found.
Sweet.
Of the Undercity. Oh. You guys see it?
Yes. I will between sessions I will mark where we've been on that, so I can figure that out. I can see it all kind of already.
Cool. Excellent. Okay. Well, what do you guys want to do in the meantime? Anything? Just shall I advance the clock?
Well, let's. So a couple of. I mean, I can do some. For another. I think I can. I might be able to rumor monger. No, I already did it for this month. One thing that I could do is try to determine demand modifiers in the market, but that's kind of a low priority task.
Yeah, no.
And did we want to have Raymond or somebody have a conversation with Drusus also in a week to see if if the patriarch ever hears?
Yeah, let's go have Raymond have that conversation now.
Well, how much time has passed?
10 minutes.
One day.
I haven't even advanced the clock till the 12th yet. It's still the 11th. You guys went shopping, and I was just saying, can I advance the clock to the next day?
Other than that, I think that's my only idea for the rest of the convalescence on my end. I'll wait to hear, defer to anyone else if they have thoughts. But that's my only thought.
Yeah, let's go. I guess, advance it another day, and let's go have Raymond go have that conversation.
Okay. So advance to 12th. All right. And so you want to have Raymond head over to see Drusus literally the next day.
No, I think you should wait a few days.
Yeah, I think if we go too soon, and the prelate hears of it, he'll think it's most odd.
Okay.
So probably a couple of days.
Okay. So just waiting a day. So the 12th will be a day where you lay low, you relax, you chill, you recover from healing a little bit.
And study.
And study, yes. A day of study.
And recruit.
Yeah, the priestess is the only one we have open, right? I think right now.
Yep.
That's correct. That's correct. You're trying to find a priestess,
and we're conveniently near the Imperial temple. Should someone be interested?
Yes, indeed. Okay.
Before we go on, do you mind jump in here? Do we want to go meet Mentanos Cave?
No.
Since I guess there's a risk there, right? If we confront him in the Tower of Knowledge, is there a risk that he can just enslave us if he's some high level mage? Thinking potentially, someone could cast a spell to discern evil, and we go talk to him. Do we want to just lay low for now?
Unless we want to make formal accusation and bring it to the court, I don't. What would we do by talking to him?
Well, I guess so. Have we convinced ourselves that the prelate was lying to us?
No, I don't know that we know that one way or another yet.
Yeah. So what we want me to find out is, supposedly the guy is grateful for being cured of lycanthropy. So in theory, he's our friend. If we could go to him under the guise of just like, hey, we're just coming to check in, and I don't think of some excuse to see him and just say hello, formally introduce ourselves, and just say, we wanted to let you know, no hard feelings, and we're glad that the prelate says he's cured you.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. Yeah.
But
he's the master of summoning, so I suspect that he is, he would wade through us like Higlak wades through large rats if he wanted to. Right. So I don't know. I'm a bit nervous about that.
Okay, it's just an idea. That's why I wanted to talk it over with the rest of my companions here. So
I'm willing to be outvoted, but
it's not the right time then.
To be honest, like Willie, I really don't know what to do. I don't have any good ideas on it. Yeah, except ignore it and hopefully it goes away, but that's probably not a good idea.
That's kind of where I'm at too. I mean, theoretically, we have solved the were-rat whole problem. I don't think we can do anything to this guy directly, aside from accusations. But now we have the problem. Now is if we accuse Minton Cave in court, the prelate's going to say he's converted and he's cured. So we have the prelate would now become a witness for the defense. And what other proof do we have? So I don't know that there's any good in confronting the Mintonist, and especially letting him see us. I mean, he knows our name, but he doesn't know what we look like. I mean, here I am. If you ever see me, be careful. So I'm kind of inclined to Cassinus's idea of just kind of hoping it's solved, but keeping our ears to the ground, so we know if it's not.
So here, let me tell you guys something that I thought of, and it won't work because of the timeline. But if we were staying in Sifron longer, a really cool thing that we could do is we could send Toothy and Skandara out on a joint hijinks, because they could both do a spying hijink. And they would make two, so they could, if they could cooperate, they could make two rolls. And if, anyways, it wouldn't, with the levels that they're at right now, it would be about even chance that they succeed and even chance that they get caught, and, and a big chance that nothing happens. But that, to me, would kind of be a way for us to really gain some sort of intelligence edge if we were staying in town longer. But,
how long does the hijink take?
Oh, to do the spying one, and Alex, correct me if I'm wrong, but excuse me. So carousing is 3d6 plus 10 days. So carousing would
that gets you a rumor. Yep.
Yeah, and that would get us a rumor. Spying, I think, is 2d8 days. Does that sound right?
So the way spying works is first you, let's see. Something require planning and perpetrate. It's 3d6 plus 10 days for spying.
Okay. Yeah.
3d6 plus 10 for both of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. One thought. I mean, I would say not to do it if it tests henchman loyalty. But one thought would be, those two are. I mean, we're not planning on going into any trap kind of areas, sorts of things. So maybe we could leave the two behind to do some spying while we are gone. And we should only be gone for a short period of time, and so maybe they'll have found something when we get back.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Can they alter their appearance so that they can hide more easily?
That takes the disguise skill. I'm not sure if they have it.
Yeah, they don't. They don't have any of the. If what would be really awesome is if Arya had Streetwise, then she could do it, and she would be excellent at it. But and Alex, correct me if I'm wrong, you have to have the Streetwise proficiency in order to participate in the hijink.
That is absolutely correct. You have to have Streetwise in order to do hijink.
So for instance, Toothy and Skandara do, but Arya does not.
Yes. That is correct by default. Nope, she does. Streetwise is built into the Nightblade class, so she has it.
Really?
I guess I just didn't put it on the sheet. So yeah, she has it.
Oh. Well,
yep. So
that changes.
Arya. Yeah.
We could have. Level. Yeah, she's a 4th level, and she has skulking.
Yep.
So for instance, she would be. She would only be caught on a natural 1.
Yeah, she's much better at spying.
And she would succeed on a 14 plus. We might want to do that.
So you're saying leave her behind and have her do a hijink?
Yep.
And she'd do that solo, or would we be leaving 3 behind?
No, she can do it solo.
Yeah, she can do it solo.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
We could also leave Toothy behind so that there's 2 of them. You know, like
Both trying. Yeah.
well, so Alex, here's where it gets interesting is if they succeed, we add the levels to if 2 of them are cooperating and they both succeed, you add the levels, correct? So that it would be like a 6th level if they both succeeded.
That's correct.
Yeah, it would be like
However,
having a
if
6th.
any member of the crew is caught, yeah, then you get into a riskier situation. Yeah.
So in that case, it increases your chance of failure having someone lower than her.
It does. So what we could do is we could take Skandar with us. We could leave Toothy behind to do carousing and Arya behind to do spying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That works for me.
I kind of like that idea.
Okay, makes sense. So Arya doing spying and Toothy doing carousing.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, I will roll for their efforts and let you know when they have begun to bear fruit.
So how will that work? Is that a private GM roll? So
yeah,
we don't know until the end?
We don't know until the cops show up at our door and say, "Do you know this guy?"
And I assume we also don't know.
We don't know right now.
And we don't know how long it takes either until the end. Is that correct?
Right. That's correct. Yeah.
All right. That's kind of fun, though. I mean, we're doing some campaign activities here.
So Arya and Toothy have been deployed on hijinks. Very exciting on the 13th. So I've got that noted down to track. And Tyrenius is going to go talk to Mentinus Cave, right? Because that seemed like a good idea to everyone.
It did seem awesome, but at first thought, but I've changed my mind since then. The idea of living.
Why don't we let Arya see what she can find?
All right, got it.
I was thinking though that maybe we should spread some cash around it. Maybe we could hire some street urchins to form an informal spy network or something, or just grease some palms. You know,
like the Baker Street Irregulars.
Yeah, exactly. Just let it know if weird stuff starts coming our way.
Oh.
You know?
You absolutely can hire carousers to work for you. So you pay a little bit more because of the thieves guilds take their cut. And if you try and chart your own thieves guild, then of course the thieves guilds like to take their cut. But carousers are not particularly expensive. So let's see. Basically, it's 7 gold pieces per carouser, and there's quite a few for hire.
Tyrenius,
you want to
go
hire,
for it.
Yeah, I think we should
hire street urchins and whatnot. Okay. So so you're in a class 3. Okay. And so with Castinus, yes, class 3, 12. Okay. So Tyrenius, you think you could probably hire if you want to dedicate your time to it, you could probably hire 2 a day. So over the course of a week, you could build a network of 15 street urchins on the prowl looking for rumors for you.
Yeah, that seems worthwhile.
Okay.
Yeah, do it.
I will devote some time to that.
All right. Castinus will spend a week hiring street urchins as carousers. Okay. And then Andravas, you were going to spend a week studying, right?
Yeah, I'll just study it once we're done with the initial stuff.
Okay. Raymond, what about you?
I think he's still trying to find the priestess, right?
No, yes, a priestess, because we still have Zaydan as a blade dancer. Yeah, so trying to recruit a priestess, and this is before trying to reconnect with Drusus.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
This is yeah.
But that doesn't take any more activities, though, right? I mean, that's already out, so it doesn't take any extra. I mean, that thing's been open for a while, correct?
It just takes an ancillary activity to be available. Yeah, so he can also be studying as well while he's waiting. So he's kind of waiting around to see if anyone shows up to the ad and studying in the meantime. Very good. And then Castinus, did you want to spend the week trying to find out market demand?
Yes, demand modifiers.
Okay. All right. Well, let me roll and see if anything. Oh, all right. Well, that's interesting.
Hey, Andravis, maybe you could also spend some of your time making a copy of that map so we can give one to the family and keep one for ourselves.
Yeah, I'll do that. However long that takes, I'll spend that time.
Photographer.
Say that again?
I can make a copy of the map, and so we can give a copy to the Argolian brothers and keep one ourselves.
Because you have mapping.
Yes.
Proficiency. Ah, brilliant. Huh. Okay, so Andravis will spend a week. So you're actually going to do mapping.
So that takes a week to do the map, and then a week of study. Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you could do an easier version. I think it wouldn't take a full week. I think it probably would take a day to draw the map. It's not that complex. Yeah. So 1 day of mapping, 6 days of studying.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, it's just a simple black and white map about the size of one piece of parchment. So. Yeah. Okay. So, Castinus, as you make your way to the Emporium. You are somewhat shocked to see that there is a human wall blocking the avenue. There's like 40 disabled veterans of the Imperial legions, missing arms, missing eyes, missing noses, missing legs. And they are blocking the avenue and berating passersby to give them alms for their past service.
I call out... I'm going to use this opportunity to try to hire a specialist, not a henchman. Anyone that's got animal husbandry 2 and anyone that's got driving.
Of the disabled veterans?
Yes.
Huh. All right. Well, let's see. So,
Way to turn a problem into an opportunity.
I know.
okay.
I used to be an animal breeder until it took my leg off.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So.
Until you took a bite to the knee?
Yeah. Took a hoof to the wrong side of the leg.
Want to hire a specialist for our villa inside on us. So someone with animal husbandry 2 and someone with driving. Naturalism would be nice, but that's what I'm looking for.
Okay. So one of the disabled veterans missing an eye says, "I used to be a charioteer. I know how to drive a cart or a wagon."
What about handle and cure and tend animals?
Oh, no, not so much those. So you were looking for someone who had them all? I didn't understand that. Okay. No,
Oh,
the
yeah,
money's already
yeah.
lot. This
Grab 'em by
sorry lot
individuals.
is definitely not does not have any expert animal handlers in the midst.
Okay.
So.
All right. I'll keep moving then.
All right. So they seem very grumpy that you're moving on. Then
You know what? I distribute 10 gold out to the crowd.
oh, now they love you. Oh, great man, a great man. Okay, so let's see. They want to reward you for that. So okay, so as you give off the monies, one of the vagrants says, "You as an adventurer, you ought to know. Decapitated bodies of us vagrants and lepers have been floating in the river near the south wall. The city watch isn't even looking for the killers. No family, no property, no honor. No one cares about those with nothing. But someone ought to do something. We're getting killed out here on the streets."
What do you know, man or beast?
No one knows. But it's near the south wall, floating in the river. That's where the problem's happening.
Okay.
The bodies, they're always decapitated.
Okay.
Okay. So decapitated bodies in the South River. Very exciting. All right. All right. Well, after that, Castinus, nothing further troubles you, and you make your way to the Emporium to begin to do the hard work of arbitrage assessment. So go ahead and give me a 2d6 roll for assessment of supply and demand. Uh-oh.
I can't see what came up.
4.
That's all right.
Ugh.
Yeah, actually, it looks like it needs to be a blind GM roll. So make it a blind GM roll, please.
Okay.
And you add 2 for your charisma modifier and 1 if you have diplomacy. You can also spend money for bribery if you'd like.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna roll that, and I will offer 1 week a +1 bribe.
Okay, a +1 bribe is for you. That's just a day's wage, since you have bribery proficiency. So that will be 3 gold pieces of bribing.
Okay.
And so that will give you a total of 4 + 4. So 2d6 + 4.
Okay, I just did a private GM with no modifiers.
Oh, okay. Wow, great. That was a great roll. All right, so you have learned the state of supply and demand in the Sifron marketplace. So I will send you the complete list of demand modifiers for all the different types of merchandise.
Okay.
That's 2 cities you got now.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, well done. Well, that didn't take you very long at all. Brilliant. Okay, so let us advance then to, that was the 13th. So Andravas, you're busy till the 20th. Raymond's busy till the 20th. Tyrannus is busy till the 20th. So Castinus, is there anything you want to do?
I think I'm good for right now.
All right, so you're going to do some study and training then. Yes.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go. I could try to make friends in the Emporium. There's some of the merchants inside there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, for instance, I've already got a good relationship with Domino's, the curiosities dealer.
Yep.
Just say, can I try to make some reaction rolls with some of the other merchants?
Sure. All right. So the merchants in the Emporium are there's the Emporium Chandlery, there's Galen's Apothecary, there's the Ironworks, the House of Curiosities. You've already been there. That's Domino's.
Yep.
There's Lazar's Jewelers. There's Sheer Luxury, which is for luxury clothing. Wagons and Wheels, the Locksmithery, Vason's Vinery, and then there's a Central Plaza, which has a number of different merchants that come in and out at different times.
Okay. Can I do 3 of them? I'll try with the luxury clothes.
Okay.
Try with the apothecary.
Okay.
And the wagons.
Okay, got it. All right. So you start off heading into Sheer Luxury. So this is a large store that sells luxury clothing of brocade, cloth of gold, silk, tilsant, Duchess gowns, noble gowns, silk belts, silk chitons, silk cloaks, silk veils. So the proprietor is looks to be a woman in her very late 30s or early 40s. She's kind of plump and has fussy hands, but shrewd eyes. And she says, welcome to Sheer Luxury, a man of taste and decorum. Welcome.
Yeah, so I'm going to order a new outfit for myself, probably a 25 gold piece outfit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, of course. Let me fit you. I have an entire workshop with tailors who can sew, made to order. So she starts to measure you. Okay. Oh, you're very handsome. You're going to look very sharp in this tunic.
Yeah, and so I'm just looking to, talk and have a good. Should I roll a reaction with her?
Yep. Yeah, go ahead and do a reaction roll. Yeah.
That one also came up as a private GM roll, and there's no modifiers to that one either.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and reveal them. So this was
okay.
And reveal. So that was a great roll. You kind of chat her up a little bit, and she says, there's one thing that makes me sad about this outfit that you're buying. It's that my best cloth maker, Pesca, has vanished. I hope she hasn't skipped town with some cad. Anyway, do you want to wait for Pesca to come back, or should I just use my second best cloth maker?
I'll take the second best cloth maker. I don't intend to stay in town a long time.
Okay. Well, if you happen to be out of town and you find a store run by someone named Pesca, you tell her to come back to Cipheron, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, what was the second place you wanted to go to?
Second place was the apothecary.
All right. All right, so you head over to the apothecary. So this is a large workshop that sells belladonna, birthwort, comfrey, goldenrod, aloe, bitterwood, blessed thistle, horsetail, lungwort, willowbark, the apothecary is a man in his early 50s, Tyrrhenian. He has a gaunt face that looks like it's been ruined by chemicals, like it's kind of acid burned, and in other places it's like splotchy and permanently stained. And he says, "Hello, I'm Galen. Welcome to my apothecary.
He's all drugged up.
Apologize for the slowness of my speech. The pain of my burns requires certain medications that make me less glib than I was in my youth.
I see. So I've already maxed out the town's horsetail supply, but I'd like to commission an import of horsetail, probably from Argonos. Is that the next biggest town?
Okay. Yep, import.
Don't forget the aloe.
Yeah, and I'll purchase some aloe from him, but we can get plenty of that. Horsetail is the one that's rare.
All right. So how much horsetail are you commissioning?
5, which would. So if you brought it from, I could assume that Argonos is a class 2.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, he could import 5.
Okay. He says, you must be an adventurer if you need that much horse tail.
Yes.
I will be happy to get that for you from my contacts in Argonos. My letters reach them swiftly, even though my words are slow.
Excellent to hear. Thank you.
Okay. Did you want to, were you going to try and chat this guy up or just move on?
No, yeah. And I made the roll. It's that second reaction roll.
Oh, okay. You made another roll. He says, with the right references, my friend, I might have other wares you'd be interested in. And he just kind of nods his head and he says, I'm sure you know who you'd need to speak to. A man as canny as yourself.
I think I do.
Poison,
Thank you.
perhaps?
Okay, and who was the other thing you wanted to see?
The last one was the wagons.
A wagon worker. Okay.
Wagoneer.
Right. Yeah. All right. So you head into the workshop. It builds and sells carts and wagons, stocks and sells barding, saddle, tack, saddlebags. The cartwright is Geander. He's a Terrenian man, early 30s, late 20s, short stature, but really strong, calloused hands. Like he looks like he could break a man's neck with his hands. He's fastening together a wagon as you enter along with his apprentices. And he looks over and is like, be with you in a moment. And he kind of finishes it up, points to his apprentice, pats him on the shoulder for good craftsmanship, and then comes over, quickly washes the sawdust off his hands. So he says, Gander the cartwright, welcome to Wagons and Wheels. What can I do for you, fine sir?
I just, an extra set of draft tack.
Of course. We have several from some of the finest tack makers in the city. And he points you to an array of tack that all look exactly the same to you.
Okay, I'll buy one of them.
Okay, great.
I made another roll. I don't know if
what are you telling about yourself or anything?
Oh, I just, adventuring party inside Cipheron and securing supplies for our next endeavor. Upriver to side Annals.
Okay. All right. So he says, you're not heading to the Dark Wall, are you?
I don't know of it.
The Dark Wall? Oh, it's a rocky, menacing region. Canyons, ravines, gullies. It was the site of a lot of battles during the Imperial War and the Beastman Wars. If you're going there, you've got to be careful. I talked to some caravaneers that once went past it. They said great flocks of wyverns as thick as a bat swarm live in the mesas and the cliffs of that place. Just swoop down. Your horse is gone. Maybe you are too. I'm just saying, be careful.
I see. Okay.
What about holy water?
That is. Oh yeah, I'll get that. I'll get that. But why don't we go over to Willie with some carousing? And I'll do some updating of the sheets.
Willie with some carousing. Oh, with his urchins? Yeah, time is advancing there. I'm
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Okay. So 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. Okay. Do you want to, is there anything you guys want to do, or do you want me to advance the clock until something happens to you? That is something interesting.
I think the only thing that we have to do is just make contact with the matriarch, and we're not going to tell her exactly where we're going, but we'll tell her to secretly start getting her and her party ready for the trip.
Well, she knows it's in the forest, so we might as well. I mean, we can just tell her where the route we're taking is. Down to Ciudadanos, over to Turos Tem, and then into the forest. That's not giving you anything that she doesn't know already.
Okay.
And we can tell her that we're taking that route because it's a more secure route than the northern routes. We also know the paths better, so we're less likely to fall into snares and pit traps and things like that. If she's concerned about the longer route that way.
So these carousers that I'm going to be hiring, is that a monthly wage? Is what it sounds like? The 7 GP each?
Yeah, monthly wage. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll be 85 gold pieces a month for, no, is that right? 70 plus 70 plus 7 times 5, 35. 105 gold pieces a month gets you 15 of them. Yeah. And you'll have those
seems
after
worthwhile to have them for at least the next month. So we can also
keep your
use
kids out there prowling around.
Yeah, I suppose we can use them for various hijinks also. So, Castins, if you wanted to detail a couple of them to report underneath Arya, and who else is staying there? Toothy is going to planning on stay behind.
Yep.
So we can, if we trust them, send them around to do some spying or stealing or carousing on their behalf. Or maybe even just as distractions. So otherwise, I don't really have anything specific to do with them other than just recruit them and send them out to... I'm kind of intending to if they catch word of anything impending that's going to be providing us with peril, any scheme against us or any rumors involving us, that's primarily what I'm looking for.
Yep. Got it. All right. Well, on the evening of the 14th, Belos comes to visit you guys at the hospital where you're staying. And he says, if you have time, I can arrange a meeting for you tonight with Mr. Faunus.
Yes. Yes, let's go meet him.
No more than 4 of you. Mr. Faunus doesn't like crowds.
Well, that's convenient. How about us four?
So who's going to go?
Because
Who is us four?
The four of us who are here, me, Sean, Willie, and Newton. Because Higlak's still recovering.
Perennius, Castinus, and Raymond.
Yeah, I mean, that's my thought, unless you have other ideas. Higlak's still in recovery, so he probably will just stay recovering.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, well, you guys step out into the evening and make your way down the Boulevard of Icons onto the Avenue of Mighty Dawn and down.
And we're bringing Evan Bolo with us.
Yeah.
Well, he said 4, so that would be 5.
Well, if you want, I can stay behind. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Be the rear guard, right?
Uh,
All right, so you'll be outside as a rear guard, a scout for trouble. Makes sense.
That works.
All right.
And I'll give you the copy of the map that I made, so you can hand it off.
Oh.
Very good, very good. Yes. All right. So, guys roll into the Mink, and it's a lot livelier in the evening than it is in the day. And so there's a flutist and a lyrist playing in harmony. You know, there's 3 tavern workers, probably about 25 patrons, 4 or 5 security. It's tough to tell because some of the patrons look like roughnecks and some of the roughnecks look like patrons. You know, good number of prostitutes of a slightly higher attractiveness working the evening crowd. And so you guys are led up to a stairwell, over to a stairwell. Set of staircases ascends to the top story, and then over to a door. An enforcer standing outside the door. He's got a sword and dagger strapped to his leather belt. He's wearing a leather hauberk, and he says, "Bessos." And he says, Lieber's expecting me. So he knocks on the door, and you hear a man say, "Let him in." And so the enforcer opens the door, revealing a public office. There's a writing table, a stool. There's some chairs, a number of elven antiquities on display on the table. Chryselephantine statue out of a unicorn, tortoiseshell lyre with mother of pearl finishing, pair of terracotta bowls decorated with red figure images of elven heroes. And seated behind the desk is the man himself, Lieber Faunus. So Lieber is a handsome man, indeterminate age, just looks kind of ageless, lean build, slightly pointed ears, and he has a very, very carefully groomed goatee. Very impressive goatee. And he says, "Bellows, thank you for bringing me these interesting comrades to chat with." And Bellows says, "I'll be outside if you need me, sir." He goes out. The enforcer shuts the door. And he says, "So, well met, friends."
Well met. And in detail, we tell him what happened in the sewer.
In detail, you tell it.
And at the end, we present him his copy of the map.
His eyes kind of widen when he looks at the map, and he says, This is very troubling. The sewers in the old city belong to the Argolian family, and absolutely no one should be mapping them without our permission. It cost us a lot of time and money to have those maps destroyed in the first place in the city halls. And he says, "Now, tell me the truth. Do you believe that this Mentinus Cave has actually been cured of lycanthropy?"
No.
So you think the prelate of the Winged Sun is corrupted?
Scandalous.
Something isn't right. Something isn't right.
All right. And why do you bring this to me? Do you need protection from the family? Are you looking
We
to have...
we desire to be friends and allies of the family. And what we do bring you is a truly remarkable opportunity. And that's when we bring forth Abimbola and tell the story of him and how he was once in the arena and needs to get back into the arena, and we're willing to negotiate a contract with him and Lieber, and if there's another gladiatorial school, to negotiate a contract to get him back into the arena.
Yes, I'm familiar with the Lannisters. They, from time to time, have retained my services. What price are you looking for the gladiator?
Well, I believe that we are friends of the family, and we would negotiate with him for a contract, but considering his skill, he could probably fetch a price of somewhere. You could probably negotiate a rate of around 3,000 gold, but we only seek the recompense for the battle, which would be 900.
He raises his eyebrows and he says, "Give me a moment." And he starts to he turns and starts shuffling through some papers on his desk. And okay, let's see. All right, so yeah. And so he says, "Oh yeah, I do see here Abimbola, gladiatorial champion who won his freedom. Worth quite a lot of money to have him sign again with us. And you say 900 will get it done?"
If we are truly friends of the family.
I'm feeling friendlier by the moment. And he turns to Abimbola and he says, "And you will agree to go back into the arena?" And Abimbola says, "The Grey Brothers fought with honor. They could have killed me, and instead they have given me a second chance. I accept it." Faunus like, well, honor's a bad thing to have, but I get where you're coming from. And usually gold is worth more than honor. In any case, 900 gold pieces it is. He takes out a piece of paper, signs a script, says, "Take this to the Merchant Guild House. They'll make the gold transfer for you. It's from my personal accounts." So he's given you essentially a check.
We now ask him, and Lieber Faunus, we will depart Sifron in the near future on a mission of importance, and probably best that you don't know what it is, but would also be foolish to think that forces in the city don't know about us and aren't coming for us. What advice would you give us for laying low and avoiding more problems in Sifron until we can leave?
Well, I'm going to start by saying I think I disagree with your first point, Castinus. In my experience, it's always better that I know everything.
Yeah.
If I can't really know what's going on, I don't know how I can help you.
Our run-in with the rat men in the sewers. Like we believe that we have made enemies in high places.
He says, "Well, are you looking to be hidden away in our hideout? Is that what you're asking for? A safe house?"
No. Perhaps you would keep your ears open for threats and enemies seeking us.
So Liber Faunus laughs and points to his, half-elven pointed ears, and he says, "I've always been told I have very good ears."
Give me
a blind GM reaction roll.
Okay. That's with no modifiers.
Okay, perfect. All right. He says, "Excellent. I'll leave word with the Merchant's Guild House about where you should deliver the gladiator once you take your payment. So when you pick up your funds tomorrow, have him with you."
Unless anybody's got anything else.
Okay.
On the way out, did you want to maybe talk to Bellows briefly about getting clearance to use the poisoner?
Oh, that's right. The apothecary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say when we were new to Cipheron, we encountered some poisonous animals on the road. We didn't know the intricacies of the city with trying to sell some of that discovered poison. Would you have any connections or recommendations for us in the future?
Sorry, you were so subtle. I didn't actually understand what you were asking me, Sean. Can you say it again?
I was just saying, like we tried to sell the poison last time. It did not work. If we ever come across poison again, how would we move it in the city?
He says, "Well, certainly you should speak to Galen the apothecary if you need to sell poison."
Yeah. Any additional introduction from you be required?
He kind of smirks and he says, "Are you just looking to sell poison?"
Yes.
No, of course not.
Okay.
All right, very good. Well, it's 12:30, so it's a good stopping point here, and we'll pick up play on the 15th.
15th.
So, yeah, the 15th of Venethalin. Sorry, not the 15th of April. All right. Well, this was a little bit of a rough session. We didn't get to play too long, and the technology was not our friend. But at least you got to get involved in some skullduggery, and you're winning friends and influencing people.
And winning enemies as well.
And we're still alive.
There's going to be a lot of fun hijink rolls next time, or have already happened. Who knows? Yeah.
I'm looking forward to getting a wilderness adventure going here as we hit the road.
Yep.
That's right.
This explorer's been cooped up in town too long.
He has been. Well, you guys still have another 9 days in town.
I know.
All right, gentlemen. Well, good night. It's great seeing you guys. I guess we'll play again in a week, unless something else happens.
Bye.
Bye.